Hey and welcome to Neverwinter with Aragon. So in this video I'd like to give you an overview of how you can level your character as quickly as possible. Now with the combat rework, things have changed. The leveling process will be a lot more challenging. I highly recommend running along with a buddy to help you out. Otherwise, just take things slow I guess, and you can't really speed the process up all too much. However, of course, there are a few things you can do, whether it's freely doing so or, I guess, inputting money into the game and purchasing experience boosters. So let's start off with the free methods. Well, in my opinion, the easiest method to do is as soon as you hit level 10 is you want to start invoking. You want to hop over to here in Protector's Enclave, this top area, and you want to talk to herself here, and you should be able to obtain the quest and start invoking. And this is this icon up here just above the minimap. You can either click the icon or the corresponding key and your character will invoke. And you have then a cooldown, and this cooldown will increase. But you can go and look at the different rewards which you can obtain through invoking. And a major part is experience points. You can see depending on your level it will vary, but you do gain a pretty hefty amount of experience just from invoking, especially in terms of your level. Like I'm level 35, and if I were to continue invoking today, my 6th and final one would give me 11,000 experience points. That's pretty neat. Along with that, you do gain an experience booster. You can see you gain 25% bonus experience points. The same here again, and finally here again. So that is my number one thing that you want to be getting on top of to speed up your leveling. The next best thing I would say is to join a guild. I believe you have to get to level 15 and then you either go to Protector's Enclave and you start yelling in zone chat that you're looking for a guild, and you're most likely going to go and have somebody pick you up. Otherwise, you can always go to your social tab and you can find guilds. You can look for different guilds depending on your playstyle. You click on them, let's say I'm French, and you can see what officers within that guild, those people who are able to invite you, and you can right click on them and you can send them a tell from in the chat. Of course, there will be level requirements, etc. on some of those, but there's quite a numerous amount of guilds looking for newer players, so it shouldn't be too hard. Now, however, it will depend on which guild you join. Ideally, you want to join a guild that is level 20. A level 20 guild with the right boon structure will give you a 30% XP gain boost, as we can see there from the barracks building. When we slot this in, as we have it right there, we gained a 30% boost to our experience bonus. Now the next method is make sure to run your daily random queue. When we open our queue tab here, we can see in the randoms we have this dungeon queue, and with it you can see I can obtain just over 21,000 experience just from completing this. However, I know that it can take quite a while for this thing to pop, so ideally as soon as you log in on a day, just go and enter the queue and go about questing. Don't bother standing around, and if it pops you can go and accept it. If it pops while you're, let's say, within a layer and you don't want to lose your progress, then be sure to decline. Otherwise, this experience boost is a pretty hefty chunk and it'll easily get me to the next level. However, the amount of experience that you gain from doing this random queue will go down as soon as you've done your first completion, as this is the daily bonus. So what next can you do? Well, when you complete these random dungeon queues, you're going to get these seals. And it's going to be those seals of adventure. And these seals of adventure you'll be able to see in your riches tab. It'll be right here. You can see I currently have camped out on them. You want to head down to the bottom of Protector's Enclave into the Seven Sons Coster Market and speak to this lady here. And you'll complete that quest there if you picked it up from Sergeant Knox, and then you'll be able to access her store. Now from here you can purchase different enchantments, some rough astral diamonds, along with some chests which will obtain some random gear. Otherwise, you can of course go and directly purchase gear of your level, of your class, directly with those seals. I don't really recommend doing so. You're better off purchasing the gear from the bounty merchants. However, if you have gear like these boots, which I can equip, which have a utility slot, this is what you want to be obtaining. So you would pick up this gear that has those utility slots. So the only pieces of gears that do have utility slots would be your head, arms, feet, neck and waist slots. However, most of you won't be obtaining a neck and waist slot with a utility slot until you're like level 60 or so, and then it really depends also on what content you do. So just get the head, arms and the feet with those utility slots, and those utility slots you can put enchantments into. And where can you obtain those enchantments? Well, again, from the Adventurer's Seal Vendor. And you can obtain, as we can see, these Azure rank 5s, and they, when you slot them in utility, will give you a 2.5% experience boost. So go ahead and purchase 3 of those relatively cheaply, just 300 seals. You should get that in no time at all, and you can go and slot them in to your utility slots on those pieces of gear. Now the drawback is it will cost you to remove them. You can see it will cost me there 1 gold and 50 silver. So it can be quite expensive, especially when you're a newer player, as obtaining gold early on in the game is not that easy. So you might want to just either keep that piece of gear for quite a while. You should be fine in doing so. Otherwise, you can of course just go and trash the piece of gear, deleting the actual Azure within it, as it's dirt cheap. But I don't recommend doing so when you purchase Azures or enchantments at a higher rank. We can look in the refinement section of our auction house and look up Azures, right? You'll get all those low rank ones, but when you scroll through it, you have your rank 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s. Even your 9s are only at 2,200 astral diamonds, which is next to nothing when you can refine a maximum of 100,000 per day. With rank 9, you can see they will gain a good bit more experience bonus at 4.5%. And all the way at the very top rank there, you'll obtain 10% experience bonus. Now, these were nerfed. They used to give a whole lot more than that. But unfortunately, you'll now only gain 10%, meaning from enchantments with 5 utility slots, you're only going to obtain 50% maximum, and in my opinion, they're just not worth it. But as you can see through that simple process, we're now at 36.5% experience bonus gain. Now, another thing you can do is always prioritize the quests that give you more XP. However, depending on the quest, the difficulty might get a little bit higher. For example, you go to Sergeant Knox, depending on what level you are, you might give you a whole load of different quests, and each one will give you a certain amount of XP, like this one, 451, whereas we go to this one, we get 624. So if I went and looked through them all and chose the quest that gives me the most amount of XP, and you go and do them, then you know you're going to be following the line, which would give you the most XP overall. However, this one here with the troubled times is a little bit misleading because it's an actual like do quest rather than a go to this person and greet them and obtain the quests from them. For example, like this one, 354, and same with Grave News. These are all go travel to so-and-so and speak to so-and-so. Now there is another final thing you can do to gain free experience, and this is called referring a friend to the game. What you can do is go to the Arc Games website and just search refer a friend, and you'll get this page, and you can send your friend an invite link, whether it's to one of those platforms, and when they level up you will gain rewards. Now the initial rewards for the recruit is pretty decent. You will initially obtain an heirloom pack, which will obtain gear that will level when you character, and also a mercenary companion, which is one of the best single target DPS companions out there right now. Along with that, when your recruiter gets to level 20, they'll obtain a mount, a title, a character slot, retraining tokens, and a bag. Then yourself, you're the veteran, you're the person who sent the invite out. Initially, upon your first referral, which means when your character, the person you sent the link to, gets to level 20, you will obtain also that mount, this one here, along with a Neverwinter Vanguard pack. and then some refinement pack, and also Worthy Recruiter in-game title. Now it's this Vanguard pack that you're looking at. This Vanguard pack will give you the ability to give you an XP booster. When we go and open our bank, I have VIP so I can easily go and summon it. We can obtain this Wayfarer's XP booster, and it will give us 100,000 bonus XP earned at 100%. And this is pretty decent, right? However, 100,000 XP, if we look at it, it will only get you to about just over level 25. However, of course, it's only at 100%, so you're going to have to earn 100,000 XP to gain this other 100,000, meaning you'll have obtained 100,000. So if you got to level 25 with this booster active, you would actually in fact get to nearly level 34. So these boosters aren't the best, but there's something free you can obtain, and just by sending a referral link to some friends who also want to join you in playing. But that's about it. I guess not many people will be doing so. Anyway, I believe that's all the free methods that are the easiest ones, at least to access for newer players. So we'll move on to the pay ones. You can spend some money to buy some Zen, or if you're lucky enough to have Astral Diamonds already in the game and have them converted to Zen, it just takes forever, then you can go to the Zen market, and on here you can obtain certain services that will aid you in leveling your character. For example, this Epic Experience Booster. It'll get you to level 70 twice as fast. However, the max level now is level 80. Again, it's similar. It will give you a big boost of XP, but over time at 100% increased rate, right? So that will just increase your XP bonus, but only for that period of time of earning 675,000. Along with that, you can also purchase these inscribed garments, and they will give you these shirt and pants, and these shirt and pants will give you an extra 20% experience gain. They will also scale up with your level, so when you level up, their stats will also scale up. Now, another thing is also in the Zen market, you can purchase VIP. When you have rank 1 of VIP, you can see it will give you a 10% boost to XP gain, glory, and XP for professions. It's very minimal, but the other benefits of having VIP is very nice. You can go and obtain reward reroll tokens along with enchanted keys. So if you're serious about playing this game and you found you're actually liking it, I do highly recommend getting VIP and nothing else within the game. Anything else on the Zen market, sure it's there, but most of the things are in fact actually just a rip-off, and you can generally get cheaper variants on the auction house, especially of companions and mounts. Of course, if you're really impatient, you can always go and purchase your character to be straight up level 70, and then all you'll need to do is level to 80, and that's it. You'll skip out the whole entire leveling process of this game. So that's pretty much everything in terms of how you can level up quickly. Unfortunately, the bug with the prosperity insignias is gone. No longer can we get our experience gain to like 600%. Azures used to give like a crazy amount of like 40 to 50% experience gain. Alas, it is what it is. As of right now, all I really recommend is joining a guild and picking up those Azures when you can. So hopefully this is at least somewhat helpful to you newer players out there, and you can level up your character to level 80, since it's a whole different game. Once you get to level 80, it just becomes kind of a gear grind with campaigns. So if I presented this well, consider leaving the video a like, and if you're new around here, consider subscribing. I'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.